What's up, McRibs? Guess what time it is? I've been talking about this for a long time, how awesome it would be if they remade some of the Resident Evils or modern games took the same approach that used to be done because of a technological limitation, being that using pre-rendered flat backgrounds, um, sometimes even in motion later on as the technology got better to where it was almost like a small video feed, a few frames playing over and over again to simulate shadows in the background that were not part of the actual 3D rendering. But anyway, I'm not going to get too technical on it, but I always thought it was a cool idea. And they used to do it back in the day because it was easier to draw a gigantic full screen picture, or a few of those, and cycle them, rather than render the entire thing in 3 dimensions at these super low resolutions, where it would be too taxing for the GPUs of the time, um, and it would just look terrible. This way you got very preset camera angles and some funky controls in the beginning, which once you got used to them you were fine, but people who didn't spend enough time complained about it. But anyway, because of the way the camera angles were designed around the pre-rendered backgrounds, you kind of had a almost director's view of what the game should be. Now in some games this doesn't work very well. You need to control, like Super Mario 64, stuff like that. You needed fully 3D environments and full camera control. But in scary games like Resident Evil and possibly even games like a Metal Gear, during some scenes, like Final Fantasy VII, for example, hugely successful, just like Resident Evil series, you kind of they're kind of doing some of the work for you and then letting your imagination run with it. And I really do like that because sometimes if you do it the right way, especially in a horror game, you bring out the best of what's in the game because it slows the experience down. It doesn't always give you the best camera angle, but it lets them direct it for you. Such as you can't look around that corner, even though in some games you'd be able to scoot up to it and then cheat by spinning the camera around. And sometimes you come in through a door and the camera's actually looking back at you coming through the door and you can hear something just down the room that you can't yet see. So yeah, it's not very realistic, but it's an awesome atmospheric experience. So I'm going to take you guys on a ride. I'm going to play through the entire game and I'm going to record all of it. It is going to be uncut. I haven't played this game in over a decade. I bought this game for the GameCube as the remake, and it was one of the best games on the GameCube in my opinion. All the Resident Evils on the GameCube were awesome because of the fact that you had so much graphic fidelity at that point that it really brought those scenes to life. And I always wondered, what would it look like if you had real HD Blu-ray style quality running in the background. Anyway, so I'm going to play the entire game. It's going to be a drawn out playthrough because I'm out of town a lot. So you're probably going to get a few episodes a week maybe, or I would say about 5 to 6 episodes a month of about 15 to 20 minutes apiece. But we'll kind of go as it flows, whatever. Alright, I'm going to go with just the normal difficulty because again it's been a decade and I'm actually playing on my Xbox 360 controller on my PC, which real quick specs 2500K Intel i5 on a Gigabyte UD3P motherboard or whatever I got in there. It's at 4.55 gigahertz, so almost 4.6. GTX 680, 5 solid state drives, 3 Crucials, and 2 Samsungs. Couple of hard drives, bunch of USB 3 attachment hard drives, and 2 1080p IPS monitors from Dell at the moment until the Dell curved 34-inch 3440 by 1440p monitor gets here. But enough of the tech specs, let's get going. Oh, what we're definitely going to do? It's got to be entertaining, so we got to pick Jill. And they do give you new outfits now. So you have old Chris. And then you have the more modern Chris. I'm probably going to run with Jill. I think she has more inventory space, but she can't take as much damage. And I'm definitely going with the older Jill. She's got a more sexy outfit. I think this one in the game, the hat kind of hides that pretty face. But then she's wearing a hat too, but it's got more hair and all that, so let's run with this.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris!
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. A dining room.
All right, we are in control, Jill Valentine. So that's aim, that's fire. Sweet. Yes, we'll take an ink ribbon. I'm gonna play this regular. I'm not gonna sit there and dodge every single zombie in the game. I'm gonna play this like I did back in the day. And that is what's gonna make this fun, at least for me. Alright, that concludes the intro, and I'll start the game in the next episode.